What's up, guys? It's Bree.
And I'm Nick, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of SBD TV.
We have a lot in store for this week, like Girls Who Code, the NTHS, our Student and Teacher Spotlight, the Cosmo program. We also have movie in a minute, and lastly...
But you can't forget about music in a minute, a segment starred by yours truly.
Anyways, last night at Salem High School, we held the NTHS induction ceremony.
For people who don't know what that is, it's a recognition program for those who have straight A's in all their CTE courses for 3 years and maintain a 3.0 GPA.
So the National Technical Honor Society is really a recognition organization for students enrolled in career and technical education. And it's really a way to recognize the hard work that students put in and the academic achievement they have attained within their career and technical program. Basically, the criteria is a student has to maintain an A average across 3 semesters of their career and technical education program, as well as having a 3.0 grade point average overall in their academic courses. This year, I believe we have 54 students being inducted, and that's across all 13 of our CTE programs. It includes student representatives from all those programs. Yeah, there are. There's some excellent scholarship opportunities. Once you become a member and you're inducted into the National Technical Honor Society, you're eligible for scholarship money. I know over the years they've given out over $2 million in scholarship money across the country. If I remember right, there'll be over 100,000 students across the country that are inducted into the National Technical Honor Society this year. And they are all eligible to receive scholarship dollars, as well as using it, you know, on your resume, using it for college admissions to promote yourself in that way. So it is recognized, you know, by admissions representatives, and obviously employers who may have been members themselves will recognize that as part of a network.
Congratulations to all the students who got in the NTHS.
Congrats, my 3.0 bros.
Speaking of CTE courses, we have many different classes available for all the students here at Salem. One of the most popular ones this year is the Cosmetology program, and we sent a few students down to go see what that's all about.
I mean, I don't know much about makeup, but I think I'm sister slaying in this wig.
It's your girl Casey LaMarche here, and this week's CTE Spotlight is Cosmetology.
The current project that we're working on is perming, and we're doing a 9-section perm, a spiral perm, and we're doing a state board perm for perm readiness. So they can make a lot of money in the salon. It's something that they can offer to their guests, and this is going to help to build their confidence being here in the classroom and learning how to do so.
For this project, I specifically enjoy doing hands-on and sectioning the hair and using perming rods.
So the origins, perming dates back from years and years and years and years ago, and it was a very popular service in the 80s and then kind of died down, and then it was up and coming again. So right now there's lots of classes, there's lots of education on curly hair and extra curly hair and perming and products, and so this is something where they can retexture their guest hair. So if you have somebody who has straight hair or even somebody who has extra curly hair and they want to reform that curl pattern, then they'll be able to do so by doing a perm.
Yeah, like maybe my friends or my grandmother and stuff like that.
But I think that it's really important to set clear standards and clear guides, and then always set the bar high for them.
Because I'm going into cosmetology school when I get out, and when I'm out of cosmetology school, I'm going to be opening up a salon, so I would use perming on older people.
I prepare them by giving them the expectations, so we set the bar high, and I tell them where they need to reach, and we work through it together, step by step. So it's kind of like where I give them 100%, I'm showing them everything, working with them, and then they get to gradually learn and build their confidence. And so now they're doing 75% of that, and I'm only doing 25%, and I can sit back and guide them throughout and tell them maybe their weaknesses, their strengths, to help them be better at what they're trying to achieve.
When I'm older, I want to open up my own salon, so some of the stuff can contribute to my own salon.
It's assessed by watching the students and how they are engaging with their guest or their doll, and we're making sure that they're sectioning properly, that they're wrapping properly. The most important things that we keep in mind are the safety and sanitation for our guest and for ourselves so that we're not cross-contaminating and creating infections.
We look at magazines and write like paragraphs or sentences about one fact that we found.
I hope that the students learn grit through this. I hope that they learn to persevere when they're having a really hard time. I hope that they learn to have patience in something that may not be right the first time and may not work out the first time. And I hope that they learn how to reform the curl pattern and see the variations that they can create.
Once we get people, clients to come in, little old ladies would love perming.
Walk in with a smile every day, knowing I have a great teacher and awesome friends.
I think I should sign up to take the class. I mean, I would be pretty good.
Yeah, but you're in the TV program.
Well, maybe I'm not meant to do Cosmo, but what about coding?
You mean Girls Who Code?
Yeah.
Girls Who Code is a club with the intent on changing the engineering field by diversifying the workforce.
Girls Who Code is a club where girls come and we learn how to code. And you don't need to have any prior experience. You just come with a great attitude and wanting to be around other people with similar interests, and you just like jump right in and try different apps, different coding languages, different tools like 3D printer, robotics, that kind of thing, and you just want to learn something. And then we just kind of go with the flow. What do people want to learn? And we just provide opportunity to learn it and play with it.
So our goal is really to provide a lot of opportunities for our girls, and one of the aspects in Girls Who Code, my role is to sort of make sure that I provide exposure for our girls.
So the board game it started off as an excuse to play with the cool tools and machines that we have in our school. So we have the 3D printer, and some of us, the group members, had spent some time in summer camp learning how to work and design using a 3D printer software. So it was a good excuse to kind of design there, but then we expanded it a little bit. We had in mind the elementary schools and wanting to create something for them to play. We wanted to do a actual physical game board and get to, like I said, get to know how to use those machines. But then we're also planning on doing an online version of it so that we can figure out how to code a complete game. I think we had, we wanted to bring it to Lancaster, but I'm not sure if they have a Scratch club for girls, so we might bring it to that. We also Fisk had a math night that we were gonna bring it to. So we'd love to show it to everybody who wants to use it. So we'll see whoever asks us.
Okay, so we're calling it Cards, Cubes, and Axolotls.
Yeah.
And basically, the goal of the game is to claim another person's boundary or quadrant, and each player will have a set of 5 cards which you can use to move forward, backwards, right, or left to claim cubes.
Yeah, it's a strategy game, and it's a lot of fun, and it also is going to help introduce elementary school kids to the kind of fundamentals and concepts of coding.
So last year was the first year that Girls Who Code started, and we wanted the girls were not familiar with coding language, so we wanted them to start off. We went on some activities, and Girls Who Code, they provided access and resources to the girls to use as a platform to learn simple code language. And then we went to Code Academy, and they learned a lot of looping and conditional statements and the language of coding. That was really good. And from there, we sort of went to a workshop, and we learned on a platform called Thunkable. We guided the girls on how to sort of develop apps using this platform, Thunkable. And that was really cool, because I felt like the girls were able to sort of use programming and coding, and then see what they had coded, actually link it to their phone, and then see the app work on their phone. So that was really cool. That was the sort of highlight of the last year, to sort of for these girls to develop some of these apps and then see them in play.
So maybe coding isn't my thing either, but you know what is? Music in a minute.
Nick, We're going to do movie in a minute first.
Oh.
Here's Grace Lindley comparing The Great Gatsby, the book, to the movie.
Hi, I'm Grace Lumley here with Movies in a Minute, so let's go. Today we're reviewing the 2013 version of The Great Gatsby, which is a film starring Tobey Maguire and Leonardo DiCaprio. Both the film and the novel, which is written by F. Scott Fitzgerald, feature the main character Nick Carraway as he writes about his summer where he met Gatsby and the love triangle between Tom, which is Daisy's husband, Daisy herself, and Gatsby, where they destroy livelihoods and ruin relationships. The film conveys the livelihoods of the rich and the parties that they throw through solid colors, rapid editing cuts, and loud music. The book aims more towards seeing the big picture through Nick's eyes and his perspective on how the summer went. The film attempts to follow suit but falls short due to adding in an asylum where Nick writes the book from. The film does lack some of the important parts and some of my favorite parts from the book, but it does make up for it slightly in its casting choices and costuming. I'll give this film 2.5 out of 5 Blue Devils because I wish that it stayed more true to Fitzgerald's original work and added in more scenes, so I'd prefer a longer, more like 7-hour movie which included all the scenes. Obviously, I'd recommend this movie to any DiCaprio fan out there, but if you like the storyline, just read the book. This has been Grace Lumley with Movies in a Minute, so have a good weekend, old sport.
I feel like every movie to the book are always different. Yes, Nick. Now it's time for Music in a Minute.
Our next segment is Music in a Minute with me. Hi. That's me. Yes, that's kind of weird. This is Music in a Minute. I'm Nick Donovan, and you're watching Music in a Minute. Today, we're reviewing Boz. Here he is. Look at that little guy. Look at him. You see that guy? That's Boz. He made Milky Way a couple months ago, and it's pretty good. He goes for a very laid-back approach, triple time flow and beat selection, you know. Honestly, his album it's pretty good. It's pretty good. His topics range from his neighbors being racists. What else? Basically, loving people to infinity. Yeah. Here are some quotes from Boz. Some little one-liners that are out of context. Had to leave my half on the other side. I don't know what that word that means. Fly out to France. Bought some that was designer. Now, it could be pants. It could be, I don't know. My favorite track is what you call Barack Obama Special. Barack Obama Special. It's talking about his racist neighbors, how he had to move. Now, the title, I don't know. Yo Bamba, Barack Obama. This has been Nick Donovan, Musical Minutes.
And if you guys want to see more of that, Nick is getting his own playlist, so you can see all of his segments put into one.
And we're making a Spotify playlist and stuff, so go Music in a Minute.
Okay, and now we're going to go to the student spotlight of Olivia Bullhurst. She's a very intelligent, strong, and beautiful girl. She does a lot of amazing things, so let's take a look. What if I told you that maybe the new Miss New Hampshire 2019 is in this school right now? Well, it's actually a possibility because Olivia Bullhurst is Miss Seacoast in the Miss America program, and we interviewed her for a student spotlight, so take a look.
Right now, I'm taking AP Chemistry, AP Calculus, Honors Anatomy and Physiology, and Honors American Literature. And I'd probably say either AP Chem or Anatomy and Physiology is my favorite because dissecting the fetal pig was really cool. And considering I want to go into the medical field in the future, it's really cool to be able to see all the organs, considering a fetal pig is so close to human's anatomy. I want to be a doctor when I'm older, so I've been taking lots of science classes in high school. I'm applying to college, and then hopefully one day I'll go to medical school. The dream school would be University of California, Los Angeles, but I've been accepted so far to the University of Alabama and to Rutgers University, so maybe I'll go to one of those two schools. My mom saw the Red Star Twirlers in a parade, and she thought I would look cute doing that, so she signed me up the next week. My friend from Baton invited me to go watch her in a pageant. And I was about 8 years old, and I watched her win a shiny crown and a sash, and I was like, I really want a crown too. So then I began competing in the Miss America organization pageants when I turned 13 years old. I won 3 titles in the Miss America organization: Miss Manchester's Outstanding Teen, Miss Granite State's Outstanding Teen, and Miss Seacoast, which is my most recent. I've won Miss Majorette of the Northeast, Miss Majorette of New Hampshire, and at Nationals I placed first in two baton. So when I was competing in the teen organization, my platform was Feed Our Future, but I've recently switched my platform to STEM education for young women. I do a lot with food banks. I volunteer at New Horizons Food Bank almost every month. And recently I've been going to elementary schools and doing STEM activities with the young children to try to get more young girls involved and excited about STEM.
You go, girl.
I mean, it honestly would be really cool to see Miss New Hampshire walking around in these hallways.
Hey, speaking of halls, this next segment is one of my favorites, apart from mine, obviously. It is Into the Halls with Amber, Neil, and Ryan.
Oh my god, I love this segment. It is so funny. Last week, they did Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
I'm smarter than a 5th grader.
Sure you are, Nick. All right, let's see what they did for this week.
What's up, Salem High? So today we're going to be doing a segment of Into the Halls where we ask teachers questions to see if they pass the SAT. Stick around.
Define the word postulate.
Postulate means to think or come up with reasons.
Define the word postulate.
Postulate. Isn't that when you like assume something is true?
How many total points is the SAT worth?
In my day it was 1,600, and then it went up to 2,400, but I think it's back to 1,600.
What does the SAT currently stand for?
Ooh, scholastic, either achievement or aptitude test. Yeah, I'm gonna
How many total points is the SAT worth today?
2,400.
Define the word demur.
Demur. Something that is pale.
Define the word postulate.
I believe that is like a theory.
Define the word postulate.
To believe or to say, like to have an opinion.
Okay. Define the word postulate.
Postulate, to be like assertive, to assert.
What does SAT currently stand for?
Standard Achievement Test.
I knew all of those.
Yeah, sure, bud.
Bree, what's the meanest thing y'all can muster up in the kitchen?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I can cook a pretty mean mac and cheese.
Lady, last time I tried to turn on that oven, oh my goodness, I set my house to a flame.
Well, maybe culinary can be your thing.
Girl, did you hear what I just said?
Listen, Nick, Chef Bratz is really good at what he does.
Who's that guy?
We actually interviewed him for our teacher spotlight, so let's find out.
What's going on, Salem High? Today we're going to be interviewing Mr. Bratz of the culinary department. Rumor has it that he was once a celebrity chef. We're going to find out if that's true.
My name is Jeff Bratz. I am the culinary instructor here at Salem High School. I teach, so the 2-year program is Culinary 1 and Culinary 2. The students are with me for the entire year, one block a day, so 90 minutes. I also teach an introduction to culinary as well, which is a quarter class, and it's generally open to all grades. The 2-year Culinary 1 and Culinary 2 are open to sophomores through seniors. I coach ski racing up at Loon Mountain. That's not for Salem High School. We don't have a ski team here, but I do that on the weekends in the winter, coach alpine ski racing. I also coach tennis. I help Mr. Killian out in the springtime. I'm sort of one of his assistant coaches for the girls' tennis team. I spent 5 seasons in New York City as an executive chef for a catering company. We worked for Live Nation, places like Madison Square Garden, Giant Stadium a few times, Jones Beach Theater out on Long Island. I was a touring chef for U2 in 2011 on their tour, and that brought me to 5 different cities and areas across North America. On the road, I catered for Bruce Springsteen that way as well, all over the United States and Canada. One of my favorite stops on tour actually happens to be Moncton, New Brunswick. I love getting up to the Canadian Maritimes, Nova Scotia, those areas like that. They're having lived in cities before, it's nice to get to places which are comparatively very underdeveloped, and just to be able to enjoy some of the local culture and some of the beautiful sites that are in those areas. I went to college. I have a degree in English. I managed a bar up in ski country. And through that experience, I started putting together menus for the bar, wine and different beverage tastings with different food. It was at that point where I really decided that I wanted to take this career more seriously, and that brought me then to culinary school, and then off on a full culinary career after that.
I like cooking up a mean stew. Maybe I ought to try once more.
You should. All right. For our last segment, we have the Granite State Invitational.
I want to sing in that.
Nick, it's for people who are really good at singing and playing instruments.
Well, I'm really good at doing that.
Okay, on to the next segment, please.
Hi, I'm Grace Lumley, and I'm here at the Seifert Performing Arts Center, where earlier this month, Salem High School hosted Granite State Invitational. Granite State Invitational is an event where students from all across New Hampshire come to perform in band and choral events. We interviewed some of the administrators and students involved. Here's what they had to say.
I had a great time performing at GSI. I really enjoy being in a group setting like that. It's different than the regular chorus here, which you should totally join because schedules are coming up and everything, so join chorus. But it's a good experience to be in a different sort of group like that.
Well, I'm new this year to Salem High, and the Granite State Invitational is my first festival experience here. It was really wonderful to see how extracurricular performance can up the game of our chorus members.
Performing with Granite State is actually my second time doing it, and it was, I feel like, a whole lot better than last year. Last year, my section was very, off on their own and, stayed with their own school, but this year there was less of us, and we all got along really well. We actually have a group chat now.
And they sang a piece called Sed Diabolus, which is deceptively simple. It's a unison line, but the more unison a piece is, the more perfect it has to be. And I think that might have been my favorite.
My favorite piece was probably Paradise. I really enjoyed that. We also performed Lullaby by Billy Joel.
The Cave You Fear, which was probably my favorite one.
That is something that's super important to me, having students be independent and excel on their own. And I think something Salem does really well is offer these experiences for kids, because our musicians here are here to make music, and this is a great opportunity to do that at a high level. So I was very proud of how they put the work in, put the time in, and even better that they had to keep learning. I think that the whole day no one walked in and said, oh, this is set and done and it's going to be a boring day. They all still had to work to get to the next level.
It was fun. It was good. Yeah.
Sounds like they were working hard and having fun. Here's to another successful year of GSI at Salem High.
All right, guys, that's all the time we have here today. Thank you for watching this episode.
I'm Nick Donovan.
And I'm Bree Paquette. Stay classy, Salem High.
Music in a minute. Music in a minute.